there, it's me, Ellie. I'm back with your daily donut for today. Today is the 1st of July 2020, if you didn't know, which I think is an incredible day. Today we are exactly 183 days into 2020, and since it's a leap year, we have exactly 183 days left, which means today we are slap bang in the middle of the year 2020. That's right, we've made it halfway through this nightmare of a year, and in 183 days it will be 2021, which surely can't be as bad as this year, right? Now, since we're at the halfway flag, I thought we could do a little mid-year review. The fact is, 2020 hasn't had the best first half, and honestly, I'm fed up of it. If you're a fan of the news, you'll know almost everything reported has been miserable since day one. World War III nearly started, Kobe and Gigi Bryant were killed in a helicopter crash, Australia was on fire, George Floyd was killed, and of course coronavirus has hit. And with all this doom and gloom, I feel like we might have missed some of the great stuff that has actually been happening in the world this year. So I thought I'd put together 1.5 minutes of solely good news in an attempt to escape the fear and uncertainty this year has brought, even if it is only for 1.5 minutes. So I present Ellie's Good News 20 Great Things of 2020. This year, pollution levels have dropped significantly globally. The African black rhino populations have now increased. The wonder chicken, which is the oldest fossil of a modern bird dating back to before the dinosaurs, has now been discovered. The bushfires in Australia have finally stopped. The first in vitro cheetah cubs were born, and social media brought us the very adorable unicorn dog. On Saturday, the world celebrated 50 years of pride despite the pandemic. The Black Lives Matter movement has blown up across the world, with more people speaking up about racism. Senegal has become the first African country to begin providing free treatment for women with breast or cervical cancer. China has now got an equal number of girls and boys in both primary schools and secondary schools. Disney Plus was launched. Heart disease rates in the UK are now on the decline, and thanks to stem cell treatment, a second person's been cured of HIV. In lockdown, Captain Tom Moore has raised over £13 million for the NHS. Joe Wicks has provided free PE lessons for kids all over the world, and some crazy adults. A mystery window cleaner has washed the windows of over 700 properties free of charge to help local businesses bounce back after lockdown. Hundreds of thousands of volunteers have rallied round to help during the pandemic. Churches around the UK have joined together to record and perform the UK blessing. And finally, for once, the UK has had amazing weather. A lot of great stuff has happened this year, and we're only halfway through. Now, I'm not trying to pretend that there aren't some really tough things going on right now, and I certainly don't want us to ignore the problem. But let's not let them drown out the little glimmers of positivity and hope. Let's be grateful for the big and the little things that can put smiles on our faces. In Philippians 4, verse 8, it says, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." Paul is telling us to focus on and think about the good things and give praise for them. Now, I don't always find it the easiest to spot the good things, especially if I'm having a low day. So I've started doing something called a gratitude journal, where I make myself write something down that I'm grateful for each day. These might be big things, small things. Sometimes I'll have loads in a day, sometimes it'll be hard to think of one. But it's a way of making me think of at least one thing each day that I'm grateful for. So maybe if you're finding it hard to focus on good things, this could be a good thing to try. Now, a Christian author, Don Postema, highlights some of the ways that we can be grateful and some of the things that we can be grateful for when he says, "Gratitude takes nothing for granted. It acknowledges each favour, each gift, both big and small. It recognises the giver, the relative who shows her love by giving you a gift, the friend who remembers to call you, the person who gives you a compliment or goes out of his way to invite you to go for a walk on a beautiful day. The spouse or friend who brings you a cup of coffee when you're exhausted, cooks you a fine dinner, or throws a party for you. Today is Wednesday the 1st of July and we are halfway through 2020. So let's recognise the great things that are going on around us. Whether we're the giver or receiver of good things, let's be grateful. I really hope you all have a lush week and I'll see you later.